Yo, growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. The perfect product launch. It's the goal for every brand marketer. High heat, fast sellout, and fans posting recipes like trophies. What do Sydney Sweeney's soap drop, Taylor Swift's tickets, and your next launch have in common? Well, they're not bought, they're bragged about. Fanfare turns your drop into a moment. Fanfare cues real fans, blocks bots, and builds launch experiences worth screenshotting. Want hype without the heartbreak? Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook with our proven success formula and make your next launch unforgettable at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, fanfare.io/playbook.
You're listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, a proud member of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network, a show that's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. His ringtone for his phone is the theme to Rick and Morty, Pat Flynn.
Hey everyone, Pat here, our first Friday episode of 2024, and I want to welcome you to your year. And I truly mean that. This is your year. So let's kick it off with a truth bomb. Your past is not your future. I mention this because we often think about the goals that we have at this time of the year. Perhaps you've thought about that leading into clinking glasses on January 1st or even in December a little bit. Here's what 2024 looks like. Here are our revenue goals. Here is how big we want our YouTube channel to be. Here's how much business we want to have or how many clients we want to have, how big our team is going to be. But oftentimes when we think about those things, we often think about what had happened in the past. And oftentimes that past makes us think that the future is not possible. The future that we want is not possible. It's so easy to dwell on what went wrong or the paths that you didn't take. But here's what I want you to do. Envision yourself like a writer who's had a couple rough drafts, right? Well, those aren't failures. That's a part of the process. If you've ever experienced writing a book, it would be absolutely absurd to think that you could write the bestseller on the first go. That's not possible. These trials and errors that we've had over the years or over the past year, those weren't failures. Like a rough draft, they are steps toward your masterpiece. And that's what 2024 is about, writing your success story. But consider your goals now, right? They might feel out of reach, but here's a thought. When you feel like an imposter, it's because you are pushing beyond your comfort zone. I wrote an email about this in our Unstuck newsletter, which if you haven't done so yet, it's a great way to kick off the new year. Head on over to smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck, and you can subscribe to the newsletter. Every week, a 5-minute read to help you get unstuck, no matter where you're at. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So for me, if I feel like I'm not feeling a little bit of discomfort, I'm probably not pushing myself enough. And this is how I've been able to experience growth over the last 15 years in all kinds of different ways, all kinds of different parts of the entrepreneurial industry. Imagine that you are like a diver, right, at the edge of a diving board. And it's high, right? It's scary. I don't know if you've ever done that before. I've been on a 20-foot before, and it's scary, especially because, you might be 5 or 6 feet. So that's an additional number of feet to the diving board to where your eyes are. So it's scary, right? The actual number doesn't matter, but then you jump off, you take that leap, and that's where you find new depths, new successes, and you might even actually have fun doing it. I also want you to remember this year that we are better together. 2023 was very much about community, and we're going to push even harder into that here at SPI in 2024. And we want you to feel comfortable building your network. And if it's within the realms and within the walls of SPI, even better. Right? In SPI Pro, we've welcomed several new EIRs, or experts in residence. There are many, many more coming. Many great people that I hope that you'll enjoy getting access to. The All Access Pass, getting access to not just content to help you move forward across realms like affiliate marketing, email marketing, webinars, podcasting, YouTube, how to start an online course. We have courses inside of the All Access Pass, and you get access to all of them, but that's not enough. You need access to other people going through those with you. And whether it's at the same time through our accelerators or asynchronously inside of the forums, that is where you can connect with people who share your vision. And if you're going to do that not in SPI, that's great too. The most important thing is you are just connecting with other people, like-minded people, who you're going to be there to support them as much as they're going to be there to support you. I mean, this is the way, as the Mandalorian would say. This is the way. It's about finding those who can challenge you, support you, and grow with you. And that's very much why SPI is here. 2024 is also your year to focus. We need to be even more disciplined and diligent with our focus this year because of many things, right? Oftentimes, things are progressing in such a rapid succession, everything from AI to social media, that just that in and of itself can become a distraction and pull us away from the priorities that we have. But it is also an election year, at least in the US. And you're going to start to see political campaigns on your YouTube ads, on your commercials at home. It's going to be a lot, right? And we can't avoid it, right? You'd have to sort of live in a hole in order to do that. So instead of just trying to avoid it, we can just choose not to listen to it. We can choose what we want to put our time and effort into. And it's going to be hard. I know a lot of us, myself included, get very passionate about certain things, and we focus our energy and literal calories on those things. But what often helps me is thinking about where else I should be putting those calories, or how I might be able to put calories into something or energy into something and be able to get that back. A lot of times, especially around political discussions or other things like this, you put a lot of time and energy in and you don't get anything back. In fact, you get responses that pull even more energy out, right? And I'm not saying don't care about politics or anything like that. We don't talk about politics here on SPI. I'm just talking about this as an election year in general. Be aware of where your energy is going, right? It's like you're a pilot in a storm and the distractions are like the lightning and thunder, right? They're loud, they're bright, but your job is to keep the plane steady, to stay on course towards your destination. Next, I want to talk about bold actions, or 10x actions. The book 10x is Easier Than 2x has been a book that's been passed around the entrepreneurial space. Every few years, a new book seems to be the headliner book when it comes to book recommendations and such. And so 10x is Easier Than 2x. It's a great book. It's about the idea of taking bold actions and having those become the way to rapid growth, to scalability, to getting closer to your goals, versus just doing more of what you're already doing. 2xing, which might mean 2x the input, 2x the energy, 2x the calories, whatever it might be. 10xing requires a completely different roadmap or blueprint. And so what does your 10x roadmap look like? Where does that leave you at the end of the year this year if you were to go 10x with what you're doing, right? Now, I'm not saying 10 times the amount of work. I'm not saying 10 times the amount of hours or 10 times the amount of posts or podcasts or minutes on your YouTube channel. But the things that are going to get you 10 times the results. What are those things, right? It's not just about stepping up your game. It's about changing the game. If what you've been doing has brought you to this point, think about what doing 10 times different could do. Right? If you've been walking, it's time to run. And if you've been quiet, it's time to speak up. Amplify your efforts by choosing the 10x things that are going to help you get there, right? And just watch. New opportunities are going to unfold for you when you do that. I promise you that. The beauty of this is that we don't even know exactly what doors are going to open, but doors will open one way or another. And I'm so excited to see what you discover through them. Now, finally, imagine you're a small-scale entrepreneur. This year, you decide to pitch bigger clients, diversify your products, or launch that idea that you've been sitting on. These are the kinds of bold moves that transform your path, that elevate you from where you are to where you want to be. But where do you want to be? I want you to take 10 seconds here to think about where you're going to be by the time December 2024 rolls around. Not where you're going to be geographically, not what chair you're sitting in, but with relation to your goals. The one big goal that you have, I want you to think about it in your head right now. And I'm going to leave you 10 seconds of silence here before I come back to just consider. Just do this exercise with me. To just consider and visualize where you're going to be by the end of the year with this, should you do all these things. Remember, you've got the tools, the drive, and if you're part of a community like SPI Pro, you've got the support. SPI Pro or the All Access Pass, check them out. It's all there for you to make 2024 phenomenal. Or as I like to say, phenomenal. That was dumb. I'm sorry. Take risks like I did just there. So here's to making 2024 a year of incredible growth, focus, and success for you. It's your year to create, to lead, and to thrive. And I'm Pat Flynn, and I'm here to help you on this journey. Keep pushing, keep dreaming, and always remember, this is your year. You got this. Thank you so much for listening to the Smart Passive Income podcast at smartpassiveincome.com. I'm your host, Pat Flynn. Sound editing by Duncan Brown. Our senior producer is David Grabowski, and our executive producer is Matt Gartland. The Smart Passive Income podcast is a production of SPI Media and a proud member of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. Catch you next week. Look, I get it. You want to grow your business, but trying to sell to hundreds or even thousands of people gets very exhausting very fast. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? Score App helps you sell to more people without adding more to your plate. You build a quiz or assessment that your audience actually wants to take. Then they answer a few quick questions and get a personalized result right away. It shows them where they're at and what they need to do next and how you can help. And you build huge amounts of trust before you make even a single offer. No hard sell, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. All you have to do is just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI. Have you dreamt about being your own boss, but still haven't made the first steps to making that dream a reality? Well, I get that. Starting a business can feel super overwhelming with legal forms, paperwork, finances. It's a lot. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Taylor Brands. Taylor is a complete business builder designed to make launching your business simple and stress-free. You can register your LLC in just minutes, keeping your personal assets and the business assets separate from day one. From there, you get access to everything you need to get off the ground. Legal documents, licenses and permits, invoicing and bookkeeping tools, and even a 100-day business coaching program, all designed to help you hit the ground running. You'll also get a free personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, listeners of this show get an exclusive 35% discount to get started. All you have to do is head to taylorbrands.com/SPI. That's TAILORBRANDS.com/SPI. Stop dreaming, start building with Taylor Brands.